Balanced Essentials is an Australian aromatherapy company devoted to health and well-being, using the highest quality therapeutic essential oils in its all-natural product range. Each oil is subjected to quality control procedures to ensure scientific evidence of its properties. This unique collection, superbly presented, describe the effect on the mind and relate to an energy center of the body. Beautiful blends that will uplift, calm, focus your awareness are vital for your skin and will inspire you. The inclusion of crystals to promote and amplify the properties of the products support results that offer a profound and beneficial approach to health and well-being. Take a deep breath. Now sit back and relax. Awaken your senses with Balanced Essentials.
Hello and welcome. You're watching UTV. My name is Nikki V and we have a Christmas special from Balanced Essentials. Now, Cheryl has been around for nearly 30 years and she has been changing lives. Millions of Australians are living with pain, and at the end of the day, nobody deserves to live in pain. And there are natural alternatives. Now, what we have today for you are two products, Be Sport and Be Relieved. They've had a certain current affair show who did a program on them and ended up calling them miracle oils. They've been backed by science. The oils that have been used in these blends have been backed by science when it comes to thermal imaging, and also listed as therapeutic by that government agency, who basically say that the claims about the oils used in these blends are true and accurate. Now, if you are in need of a little something in your life that's going to help to relieve you, you've got stimulating pain relief and you've got relieving pain relief here, then this is it, because for 30 years, Be Relieved has been doing exactly that. It's been giving relief. And Be Sport has also been used for a variety of conditions, including your muscular aches and pains, if you get mild joint pain and stiffness, and think about mild arthritis, mild rheumatic aches. That is also very good for those, or you just get that numb coldness in your feet. These two are amazing together. Also, you have a wonderful opportunity to add on these two little roller bottles here, which are made of glass, they're not plastic, and they enable you to decant your Be Relieved and your Be Sport into them. And this is a little Christmas gift purchase with purchase for $2.50 each. And you can use the roller, and we'll show you how to do that throughout the show, to get into those hard to get areas, hard to reach areas, and also to take away with you while you travel. Now, I couldn't do this show. Oh, actually, before we meet our next guest, I want you to actually ponder something. So we're going to have a look at some vision before we meet Cheryl, and just see if any of this relates to how you're feeling right now in the world. So don't go anywhere, and we will be back the other side of this. I think in this world that is, as I said earlier, so frantic and people are searching for answers, and it feels like there is chaos out there. Even if we hide ourselves in our room, we're bombarded with images, we're bombarded with fear, we're bombarded with social media, other people's fear. You know, we've been through devastating times, we've been through drought, bushfire, flooding, and now the current, panic on all the madness that's out there at the moment. We tune into this collective consciousness of anxiety. I think in this world that is, as I said earlier, so frantic and people are searching for answers and people are starting to slow down, maybe we should go back to nature and think back a few thousand years and think they weren't so wrong at all. you see how calming you felt at the end of that, just listening to that music, and you could almost smell the oils through your screen. Now, it's a Christmas offer, and I couldn't do this show without a very dear friend of mine. I think it must be 2000, probably 15, 16 years now that I've known you, Cheryl. Thank you for being in my life.
Oh, thank you.
You are a wonderful lady who's changed thousands and thousands of people's lives, and thank you for being here today with our Christmas offer.
Thank
and I'm
you.
loving the
And I'm
roller
still
bottles.
going.
You're still here. Goodness me. As in, we wheeling her out. She thought she'd given up television. You weren't going to come back on TV, were you?
Well, I wasn't quite sure. I was really contemplating which way to go with it. And somehow I keep being drawn back to television. And I know out of all the ways I've gone through and marketed that television seems to be the best way. And I think it's because we have more time. We can express
the story
the product,
better.
have the story. And I've just been very fortunate that it has worked, because it can be something that if it doesn't work, and it often doesn't, it makes it very hard for people.
So for people because there are wonderful viewers out there who've never met you before. I mean, we know you as the icon, the hero of pain, because you've helped so many of us. But explain to us a little bit about your journey.
I've had, I guess, a very long journey. I started off as a child playing with perfumes, my aunt's perfumes, mixing flowers, getting into trouble for using very expensive French perfumes. Going from there, I had wanted to be a nurse as a young child. I've done some nursing. I've been a pathology paramedic. I have gone through many different things, even banking, working in advertising, being a secretary. And then I ended up going into aromatherapy. I did a course in aromatherapy, and that's really where everything took off. And I opened a shop in Beecroft in Sydney with another lady, and we started there, and I went from there into making my own blends, because I saw there was a great need, and there were many people that were buying 40 oils, 30 or 40 oils in a box. And I noticed a lot of people that were in pain did not have the time, and they were missing out. And I wanted to do something that was so easy. People could grab one bottle or grab another one and use it to help with all sorts of pain, all different things, really like a first aid in a bottle, because that was what to me was missing.
But when we talk about this, it's not a question. These have been proven that they actually work. I mean, you've done all of the work. It's really hard to go to that government agency, particularly when it's something to do with natural remedies and things like that, and it doesn't, because they think, it's a bit airy-fairy. But when they've said, and I've got pages and pages and pages here on just the bee sport alone, traditionally used in aromatherapy to promote this, to enhance this, to support general health and well-being, to reduce, relieve mild rheumatic aches and pains. That's just on, pages on the one product, and this is, look how closely it's written. All of these things that they are saying, as stated, are true, which is very, very exciting. And I know that was a very big process for you to do that, but it was an important process. It
was a very long process, and it was also very costly, as you can imagine. And the claims had to be verified. It was a very, very long process, but it ended up being such a valuable tool, because with a lot of aromatherapy, you can't say anything about it. You can talk in very flowery, rough, airy-fairy terms. And I wanted it to be something that you could actually say will help relieve pain and inflammation, will help with its analgesic effect, will help with anxiety, will help you sleep. All those terms. And even well-being is a listable term of all things well-being. So it's very, very high bar to go through it, but to me it was such a valuable part. And then eventually when we did thermal imaging, that's when it really took off and worked so well in a current affair, because we were able to visually show what the essential oils could do. It's all right to talk about it or say it's got this smell or a lovely aroma, but to actually be able to show you within 3 minutes how your body changes, how you've got relief of inflammation, relief of pain, was such a valuable thing, and it hadn't been done before. So I was just extremely lucky to have been able to fall into that technology.
Because let's face it, that when the current pair came to you, they come to you to trip you up. It's like being on the side of the consumer and
a bit of both. You know, they want the good, but they also give you the other side, and they do try and trip you up, especially in natural therapies.
And for them to call it
not easy.
miracle oils.
Yes, that was something that was really quite surprising. And a lot of my customers actually call it a miracle oil. They call it a miracle in a bottle. And I guess because we're so used to using things these days that don't work, you know. We buy something and there's all these promises of what it can do. And for people that are using the product, they're now finding that, yes, this is my miracle in a bottle.
Now tell us about the deal and why you've packaged it this way for us today.
I wanted to have, I had originally in the first offer I had was To Be Relieved, and that's the most versatile product really, because it's the most popular, because people can sleep with it. But I wanted to have the other one be Sport because it's stimulating pain relief as well. So you've got one of each to try, one of each to use, and you can use them at night time. Funnily enough, the Be Sport for some people actually helps them sleep, whereas the Be Relieved is really the versatile one. But Be Sport's more for getting up in the morning and you're stiff, you're sore, you're sorry. You want to be out there during the day. You want to be more focused. It contains a lot of the oils that are actually used as brain stimulants in aromatherapy. You have your rosemary, your basil. Very good for bruising because it contains arnica. So they both work in different ways, and that's why I wanted to have one of each and have them on offer. But I've had a lot of people say to me, how on earth do I actually use it? Most people will take it from the bottle, but some people have said, I want an easier way to use it on my body. I've got arthritis in my hands. I'm shaking all the time and I'm struggling. I don't want to waste the precious oils that are in it. So I've added in the roll-on bottles as another option on how to use it. You'll get them in a carton and you'll actually find that the top will be off. It will be loose. And that's simply so that you can start to fill it up with the product. The roll-on bottles are glass, which is what you need to look after the essential oil properties, the therapeutic properties. And they take 50 mils, so it will take half a bottle.
Wow. And this is great if you're travelling as well. Also, I think if you want to get into those hard-to-reach areas, you know, like in the hollow of the neck and the clavicle and places like that.
And also the lower back, you'll find, you know, a lot of people haven't got someone that can massage them if they're having problems with the back. And they might be very stiff and sore, they might be elderly, they might be living on their own. So that's one of the reasons why you have the roll-on, so you can actually use it. And you can do your own back very, very easily, your lower back with it.
For just $2.50 each, and they're glass. Thank you very much. So add those in as well. So you're getting the Be Relieved and the Be Sport. I want to start with the Be Relieved. What does it work on and how does it work? And then we're going to look at some thermal imaging, which is research that is validating the claims that pain and inflammation were significantly reduced within like just 3 to 5 minutes of application. So let's start with the Be Relieved.
Well, the Be Relieved contains a lot of the calming oils, but it's actually used for so many different applications. It's probably one of the most versatile pain relief products on the market. You can use it for cuts, scratches, minor wounds. You can use it, I used it for blisters. You can use it for muscular aches and pains. You can use it for shingles, all sorts of things.
And you're allowed to say that because you have got the listing of this with that government agency.
Yes, there's so much in it. The brochure really shows you too all the different things that it can actually do, but it is such a versatile product that you can really use it for just about anything. And if I have an earache, I will actually tip a little bit into my ears to help with that. If you have a sore throat, you can rub it all around. You can put it anywhere on the body, and I think that's probably one of the things people are surprised at, that you can actually put it even on sensitive areas such as with hemorrhoids. It really is that versatile, and I find some women actually who have problems will actually apply it onto their bodies after they've been to the toilet, so that way they're less likely to have any problems. So it's really quite a wonderful bottle.
We want to know, this sorcery is backed by science. Indeed it is, and we have some thermal imaging that will blow your mind. I mean, I've been looking at this for years, because I've known Cheryl for years, and I still get excited when I look at this. Maybe you recognise yourself in the left photo. Your arthritis is out of control, and the pain and the inflammation and the swelling. Talk us through this.
Well, as you can see on the left hand side, that person with the white hot areas is obviously suffering from an awful lot of pain, usually caused by arthritis. And you can see within 3 to 5 minutes of application, it's already started to be relieved to a large degree.
Minutes.
We're talking 3 to 5 minutes, which is quite incredible. And most people, when we did the thermal imaging, found it really hard to believe that it could change. So imagine how much better it would be if you then massaged your feet. This was just applied. There was no massage involved. Imagine if you actually massage the feet, because that's very useful, very beneficial for arthritis, especially when you can hear it cracking inside and it's breaking down a lot of the calcification. But a good massage on the feet, more so if you have a partner that will help you with that. But the benefit of that is quite amazing.
Now, we're looking, and maybe you recognise yourself here, you spend a lot of time on the computer, you're hunched over, maybe you do a lot of driving, maybe you're a mama that's got a little one swinging off you all the time, and you get that, ooh, in the back of the neck. This is the before. You can almost feel what's going on there, but let's look at what happens after.
Well, this is probably someone that uses a computer quite often, and we do find that now that we use computers nearly all day, you find that people are suffering from neck and shoulder problems.
Yeah.
That profound result there shows you within 3 to 5 minutes, again, without massage, it was just applied. That is the difference before and after, and people still are absolutely amazed, but they can feel it. But this was a way of visually showing people on television, especially, how it worked.
It's very powerful, this thermal imaging, because you can see now that, you know, we've got science with our own eyes. We can see backing up these claims that these oils work with. Now, also abdominal pain, perhaps you've got IBS. I mean, that one on the left looks so contracted and in pain. You can almost feel like one of those episodes going on.
Well, you can actually see the spasming that's taking place, you know, and the pain that person is in. The white hot areas are the most painful, followed by the red, followed by the orange and yellow. And you can see within 3 to 5 minutes again how the white hot areas disappeared. It's begun to work for them. And the bowels actually relax. Look at the difference in the shape of the bowel.
And the size.
And the larger surface area of it, it's larger. And that means it started to relax. Now, if your bowel is more relaxed, you've got less chance of constipation and much less chance of any pain.
Now, my producers just asked me to ask you how long the relief stays. I think that is kind of like dependent upon the person, isn't it? Because I get very bad night cramps, like absolutely crying because my legs are just in this spasm. I put the B Relief on, and once it's worked within the 5 minutes or so, I sleep like a baby. So I guess it's individual people, individual results vary.
It is, but usually the body will take a few hours before you'll feel it. It depends. If you've fallen over, if you've broken a bone and you're using it to help get the inflammation and pain down, you may have to reapply it every hour on that first day that you've had a fracture. And that's only because the body will swell up again. So you're helping to get rid of that swelling, relieving the pain. But in the middle of the night, it's really quite interesting, the comments you get. People wake up and they say, I was awake, I was in pain, but I put it on, and next minute I woke up and it was morning.
Yeah, out like a light.
It's quite incredible that you can go through the rest of the night, and that happens to so many. And I've got thousands of customers now that have given testimonials and gone through it over many years now. And I must say that it's in the majority of cases. It's very unusual for anyone not to notice anything. And often they're the people that have been used to taking opioids or have just thinking that by putting a little bit onto the body, a tiny bit, it's going to suddenly take it away. You need to cover a little bit more of an area than you think. I would, if I had IBS, I'd put it on the abdomen, and I'd also put it on the lower back. And you'll be getting a larger dose of those therapeutic essential oils.
And the last, we'll look at the thermal imaging again in a minute, because there was one for B Sport in there, which we're going to start talking about shortly. I just want to give, can I just give you a very quick, okay, this is from Gainer. I know this review is going to sound too good to be true, but honestly, this product is a miracle in a bottle. I have a bone spur and problems with my C5, C6, C7 nerve in my neck. I've had physio, dry needling, cupping, chiropractor, remedial massage, x-rays, MRIs, 2 lots of cortisone injections, and taken multiple pain medication. This was my last resort before surgery. I've been using this for nearly 2 weeks along with a neck harness, and wow, wow, wow. What a difference. Fingers crossed this little miracle keeps working its magic and keeps me out of pain and out of theatre. Gainer, that is just absolutely incredible. And that's just one. There are tens of thousands of reviews, literally, that Cheryl has. Now, the offer today is a B Sport, full size, Be Relieved, for $119. Should be $139. But you also have the opportunity to add on the 2 glass little roll bottles that you can decant your product into, which is going to make it a lot easier to apply. They carry about 50 mils. They've got a little roll top, and they're glass, and only $2.50. You're getting free delivery, a 30-day money-back guarantee. No one deserves to live in pain. No one deserves to lose hope, and no one deserves to think that pain is their new normal. Now, don't go anywhere while you're getting on the phones, aroma.com.au, going to the website. We've got a little video for you to watch, and we'll be back the other side of this. I think in this world that is, as I said earlier, so frantic and people are searching for answers, and it feels like there is chaos out there. Even if we hide ourselves in our room, we're bombarded with images, we're bombarded with fear, we're bombarded with social media, other people's fear. You know, we've been through devastating times, we've been through drought, bushfire, flooding, and now the current, panic on all the madness that's out there at the moment. We tune into this collective consciousness of anxiety. I think in this world that is, as I said earlier, so frantic and people are searching for answers and people are starting to slow down, maybe we should go back to nature and think back a few thousand years and think they weren't so wrong at all. Are you in the zone yet? It is Christmas time with Balanced Essentials, a whole month of an opportunity to get this wonderful offer. Be Relieved, a B Sport. Now, both of these products have been listed products as therapeutic with the relevant agency. And they talk referring to the specific oils that have been traditionally used in massage for those particular benefits, backed by thermal imaging, where you can physically see the physiological change in the body from pain to relief. You also getting the 2 little roller bottles for $2.50 each, free delivery, 30-day money-back guarantee. Cheryl is so generous with her time as well. She talks to a lot of people on the phone. You're happy to discuss with people how they're feeling and...
Well, I tend to get a lot of... I tend to answer the phone a lot after hours on weekends. I let the staff have a break then, thankfully for them. But I do find I did have, when I was on A Current Affair, I did have a call answering, and I found I still had to go through and ring people. I find now that I'm able to talk to people and they open up and they want to know and they want to learn more, or they'll tell me their story. And I feel it's such a warm feeling when you've got people saying to you, you know, this is what I'm going through, I'm in pain, and I just feel for them. And I see so many people in pain now for many different reasons, but they've got such a complicated mix of pain as well.
I think I did a show recently on a completely different product, and I think the stats were something like 1 in 3 Australians are living with pain, with chronic pain. That is no, we're not meant to be living with pain. That's not life. That's not living.
No,
I mean,
and that's a lot of the toxins we've taken on throughout our entire life have allowed us to deplete our body. Our body is supposed to help us. Our body is supposed to get back to balance. We're supposed to live a lot longer than what we actually do. But between all of the different things that are happening in our world, the foods we eat, the toxins we take on board, it changes things. So we're now at a stage where we have to help ourselves. And I think most people nowadays seem to be very aware of the differences between the pharmaceutical approach and the natural. And I find many customers that ring me are telling me, I want to go back to natural approach. I now know that will work better for me. It will have less impact on my body than the other ways I've been doing it. And even women in their 80s and 90s who I talk to are so aware of, you know, of what's going on in the world and what's going on with their bodies. And they're really, really keen to go natural. So there's a huge
I love that
push.
sovereignty that people, you know, that people are showing over their bodies. At the end of the day, the alternatives you've got, and I've been there, I've had to do it for chronic pain with opioids or cortisone injections, all of this synthetic stuff coming into your body that you can get hooked on at the end of the day. I'm not going to get myself hooked on Be Relieved. Or, no, actually I do because I love it and I'll lather it on all the time, but in the right way. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. It's very, very different. It's natural. Look on it like a food for your body. And, you know, your body will only take on board what it needs. It's very easy to go through the process. Like when you're eating, your body will eliminate what it doesn't need. And that's why you use this more often than you would a pharmaceutical, than an opioid that might last all of 8 hours. This will probably last you an hour to 3. Some people only put it on once a day. And so it's very much dependent
it's going up my
on
nose.
what's going on in your body. And
I do that
how
sometimes.
it deals with it.
I put it up my nose.
Well, I know. If you do, I find people that are thinking they're getting a cold or they're putting it up their nose. And when you think about it, if you think about a cold and a flu and what happens when you end up with pneumonia, it all starts in the nose.
It does.
So it's a good way to actually circumvent and think, I'll do something.
So it's just such a versatile remedy when you think about chronic pain leading to things like reduced mobility, and this may assist with that, muscle tension, fatigue.
Yes.
What about anxiety and sort of that kind of sleep, mood disorders?
That's right. When I brought this together, I wanted it to be more than just pain relief. I wanted it to deal with the anxiety, because often when people are in pain, they're incredibly anxious. They look at ways to get rid of the anxiety, the panic attacks, the feelings they have, because they don't know if that pain is going to get any worse. So it was important to have that blend of essential oils, and it's very complex. There's 13 ingredients in Be Relieved. And it actually deals with the anxiety as well. Now, if you're feeling better and you're not scared, if you're not anxious, it may not get any worse, that pain. You might think, oh, it's all right, it's not going to get any worse. So you won't rush off anywhere thinking, I need something more. You'll actually allow the body to work the way it does. And all healing takes place because the body allows itself to be healed. We can simply encourage the body with natural products, with any product that's out there, but very much it's up to the body to heal itself if it's meant to be. There are some that, very few people, but some people that will never heal because they might have that pain for some reason in their life, or they might have terrible emotional problems that they've dealt with all their life. This can actually help a little, but there are some people that just go through life in pain, but the majority have incredible relief.
And I don't think you have to sit at home and think that this is your new normal. I too have felt that. I thought it was never going to get better. And you start to feel lesser than in yourself, I think, because you don't feel that you're contributing fully to life and to the world and society. And it's a very isolating place. This is...
And we don't have control.
No.
And we need to feel that we're in control. If we don't, we tend to get anxious. We tend to get panicky because we think, I'm not in control of my body.
And this is what I call my little comfort blanket. I have the Be Relieved and the Be Calm by the side of my bed. We'll talk about that in a moment. But we should probably move on to Be Sport. Now, don't be fooled by the name. I think, Cheryl, actually, didn't you design this for the Parramatta Eels or somebody at the beginning?
Long time ago, many years ago. And then it came, so it kept the name Be Sport because it is a stimulating blend, but really it's a stimulating pain relief blend.
So how does it differ then from the Be Relieved?
It has different ingredients.
Right.
You've got much more stimulating oils, and those stimulating oils will actually help a little more if you perhaps have problems with circulation, peripheral circulation. A lot of diabetic people love using Be Sport on their feet, and I know that people have used it and they've found that they didn't have to have any toes amputated because they were using it and it was stimulating the circulation. So it's been quite interesting watching the difference. It gives you more focus because it's stimulating, so it'll help you get through the day. It will help to relax any tight muscles so you can go about your day or go to gym or do your sport. And then if you do any damage there, you can always use the Be Relieved at night when you want to sleep.
Sorry, I'm just reading through this. Excuse me, absolute plethora of things that you can say from that government agency. Traditionally used in aromatherapy to decrease, reduce, relieve headache symptoms. We've got nervous system. We have relieve skin inflammation. Actually, as a minor antiseptic here to soothe, cleanse minor wounds, cuts, scratches and abrasions. Muscle pain and soreness, muscle relaxation, calms the mind. They actually put that on here. That's incredible. Traditionally used in a therapy to calm the mind. That's one of the oils that's in this blend. I love that they've acknowledged that. I mean, recap for us how important it is to have that that goods agency listing.
Well, it's very important. I can talk about what it actually does rather than say you have something that might make you feel a little better, and that's all I can say about it. I'm able to talk about things in a very technical way. I'm able to say, to help with the application on minor cuts and scratches, minor wounds, shingles, all of that. I can actually talk about those specific conditions to help people understand what it does. If I hadn't have gone through that process and was able to actually prove those particular listings, I would not be able to go out there and talk about it. I could not talk about even the word well-being because that in itself is a listable claim.
Even saying calming the mind is a listable claim.
Yes.
That's incredible.
It is incredibly hard as a natural product to go through that listing process. I'm up against some of the the big pharmaceutical companies, and therefore it is a lot harder for us. We haven't got the money behind us, but what we do have is the traditional usage. If you look back even thousands of years, we've been using essential oils, we've been using plants to heal us. And they are so powerful, they are so wonderful. It's the way nature intended, the way our bodies react incredibly well. And that's what I had to go through in the beginning to actually do that. The thermal imaging
we've got to see
was
the thermal
fantastic.
imaging again, because I think that if anybody who naysays, and I'm always, because I've got the thermal imaging on my computer at home, I'm such a geek. I was sending your pictures across to, my friend in the UK, and I'm like, look at this thermal imaging, because you can see with your own eyes the application before and after applying. Look at those feet on the left. They look like angry, painful feet. And within 3 to 5 minutes, Cheryl, tell us what happens.
That one's with
That's Be Relieved.
Be Relieved, and you can see within 3 to 5 minutes a huge change. A lot of or pretty much all the white hot areas, which are the most painful, have disappeared. And you can see within 3 to 5 minutes that it started to work on the rest. So it's an incredible thing to know. And people feel it the minute you put it on. Within those 3 minutes, you're saying, my feet feel different. They don't feel like lumps of concrete anymore. I can move now, I can walk, I can do the things I wanted to do. And that's what's surprising, that just something that you apply to the skin, which is a very quick way to have it absorbed into the whole body.
And not without loads of chemicals in it. I'm thinking of pharmaceutical creams that would be equivalent, that would be full of chemicals.
This is completely natural, absolutely completely natural. And therefore, it also is in a base of sweet almond, macadamia and wheat germ oils, which makes it absolutely wonderful to apply with the essential oils. They help to carry it in, but they have their own benefits as well.
Now, my gorgeous producer, I don't know if we can find the one with the backs, the 2 backs, because that is relating to B Sport. It's another very, very powerful image. If you want to get this deal, $119 down from $139, and don't forget to add on the 2 glass roller bottles for $2.50 each. Let's have a look at this, because this is relating to the B Sport, and it's the back and shoulders. Now, I feel really bad for that person there.
But then a lot of people look like that.
I know.
It's quite incredible.
I know. Look, you can just feel the intensity, and you're telling us that the white areas, the white hot areas, are like where the most pain is.
That's how it shows in thermal imaging. That is the area of the most heat, the white hot areas, and then followed by the red and followed by the orange. So look at the difference between those two, and that's only after 3 to 5 minutes of application.
It's crazy.
So if you then massaged that person as well, you're going to find they're going to get an awful lot more relief on top of what is already there with the product.
You know what's standing out to me on that left one? The white going down the sort of like thoracic to lumbar spine. You can just feel, if you've got, like the lady was saying, she had problems with her C5, C6, C7. If you've got any kind of, the issues in that area when we start to get older and things start to get a bit crumbly. And
things happen.
Yeah.
I know I ended up with 2 prolapsed discs many years ago because I was silly enough to try and push a rock onto a tractor and move a large rock. And I twisted and I actually heard the click. And I applied the Be Relieved and the B Sport that day every half an hour because the pain was so intense. I got through it without taking any other painkillers. I was told had I moved the wrong way, I would have been paralysed. I went through without anything. I just used the oils.
Wow.
I followed every time I needed it. I needed more relief, I'd add more. And I've ended up, I haven't had to have an operation. I'm, quite fit. I can do basically anything now, and I don't feel the pain that I had. But it was a process that probably took me 6 months to get through it, with help from a chiropractor being very quite gentle and a bit of swimming. But the immense relief I felt on that first day was incredible, because I remember lying on the bed in tears, and then I'd feel it start to work.
Yeah.
And I'd go, oh, it's just taking some of the pain away. I'm going to be okay.
Oh, bless you. And that's what I love about it, is that it's non-invasive. I mean, aromatherapy traditionally offers this non-invasive, side effect-free method for managing pain, and that's what we're looking at here with these products. It's the power of nature, and I keep referring back to this, and I say it often. Hippocrates 5,000 years ago said the very plants that could save us are growing on our grave, and I think that is still pertinent to today.
I think people are waking up to it now. They're learning more about it. I talk to many people and they go, I love aromatherapy, but yours seems very different. And they know, they're aware now, and they're looking things up, they're learning. There's so much out there that you can learn from, and it's just an absolute pleasure. I've been involved in it now, as you know, for so many years.
It's nearly 30 years, isn't it, for you?
It's been nearly 30 years since I started, and I love what it does for people. Sometimes I'm in tears with reading some of the testimonials, and you know, these ones that I've brought in here today are some of the more recent, because since we've been on the shows and starting, we have been inundated, absolutely inundated with people purchasing, with orders. We even ran out at one stage, which was really hard for me, because I hate people having to wait when they're in pain. So we've had to go through our whole process of making thousands more. But
well, congratulations. We love you here at UTV, and we know that you're there for us. I'm just looking at one of the recent customer comments, and this is from Fiona, who said, I just received my B Sport. Amazing results with this oil. Now, Fiona is actually a registered nurse, she says, and she has all the aches and pains that you would expect after a busy shift. So said, I use this and get a better night's rest. Will continue to use and recommend to friends and colleagues. And this is an RN. You know, they understand the quickest way to get pain relief. You know, if you want to go down the other route, they're educated in that. So using this product means a good night's sleep, Cheryl. I will keep getting the other oils. This will give me an essential first aid kit. Isn't that interesting?
very interesting. Yes.
I love this.
And that's the way that it is. It's something that you will take with you all the time. I carry it with me wherever I go in case I fall over, someone falls over. I've been able to help people if anything's happened, and friends and family. So I tend to carry it with me just in case. It's my just in case bottle.
And that's why you need to grab your little glass bottles for $2.50 each, which are the roller bottles. So you can have it with you at all times. That will take 50 mils in each of those. I've got another one here for Be Relieved, actually. And this is from John. I received a bottle of Be Relieved yesterday, and I was quick to try it out. I've suffered from chronic arthritis for many years, and in that time I think I've tried every product known to man. As you might imagine, I've become very sceptical over time, as the relief provided by nearly all those products never matched the hype. I have to admit, I've only tried Be Relieved once. The results were nothing short of amazing. Most of my pain disappeared and stayed that way for a few hours until it slowly wore off. I only wish I'd discovered Be Relieved much earlier. I could have saved myself a lot of pain and misery. I can't believe the oil has been around for many years and it's taken me this long to find it. And that is, you know, you have a new customer for life. That is literally life-changing for someone to find this and to want to love it enough to want to share those results and the experience.
When you think about it, we don't often give feedback to companies.
Unless it's negative.
And unless it's negative, and then we're more than happy to share. So for the fact that I've got thousands of testimonials now, there's 13
there's 13 binders like this.
binders like this.
This is just one full.
And there's letters. There's 2 pages worth. Those ones yet to be filed. So
Yet to be filed.
into
These.
another one. So there are so many beautiful stories there,
Yeah.
and I think people love it because they say to me, I want other people to experience what I've experienced. I want them to learn too. And that's the way that we've been able to show the many different ways that these products work. And I've been so fortunate, and I love the fact that it's helping people.
And obviously, all results vary. You'll have your own story to tell, but it has been the claims that we have made, we are allowed to make and say that traditionally, the oils in these blends have been used for X, Y, Z because you've been listed that you can say that, which is very exciting.
Right. There's a lot here. I think I've got one of the brochures that actually will go out with it. This is what you'll receive. You'll receive this brochure when you get it. And it will explain quite a bit about the Be Relieved and the Be Sport. There's testimonials on the back. But if you open it up, you will actually see there the difference there with the bottles, the ingredients, all of the things that it actually does. But also on the back, you'll see thermal imaging too. So there's a lot of information, and it goes out with every order, and people are then able to read it and go, oh, that's what it can do. It can do this, it can do that. And that's quite a good way, especially if you're giving it as a gift. You don't have to explain it.
Can you imagine not having heard of it before and you get it as a gift and then you see the thermal imaging befores and afters of what people have experienced with their pain? Yes. I mean, that is well thought through. So the Be Sport then, I think if you ever feel like you've got those everyday aches, the muscle soreness or perhaps the joint stiffness, and that is all slowing you down, it could be a long day at work, it could be just the daily grind, those lingering discomforts that literally can take a toll on your energy and well-being, then the Be Sport is for you. Maybe as Cheryl said, you're somebody who is struggling with circulation in your feet. This would be very, very good for you as well. And the Be Relieved, that should absolutely be in everybody's first response kit, I suppose you want to call it. The Penetrating Blend, they're beautiful essential oils, traditionally being used in aromatherapy for thousands of years for their anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, anti-analgesic, antimicrobial abilities. It's an amazing offer that you bought for us. Cheryl, I'll let you discuss the offer with our ladies and gentlemen at home.
We have the two bottles. They're 100 ml. They will last quite a while. It's $119, would normally be $139. You have the option then to purchase either one of the roll-ons as a means of application for you. They would normally be $4.50. They're $2.50 with that. And you would then you'll get it and it'll have the cap off, and then you can fill it up. It will take 50 mils, and it's another way of applying. You don't have to purchase those, but it's simply there as an option if you find that you wanted to have it, easier for you if you're alone and you're wanting to apply it to your back, or you need it for any other reason. The roll-on bottles are actually very, very useful.
Aroma.com.au, 1-800-836-826. Can I just quickly draw your attention, because when you get to Cheryl's site, you will go and have a little bit of a nosy. Take yourself to this one. If you feel that you're stuck in fight or flight and, getting to sleep at night can be a bit of a trauma, or you've got kiddies that won't settle, or you've got puppies, you've got animals that get the social, the separation anxiety. This is what I use with my babies. And they are out like a light. And I also use it and have it by my bedside as well. The Be Calm. Please have a look for that. You will not regret it. I've got a lady here who said she's, after using just the two products, Be Relieved and Be Calm for under a week, she's totally excited with the results. Thank you for what you've done for our beautiful animals and us humans. And that's Deb in my old neck of the woods where I used to live, Bendigo. Gotta love that, isn't it? Getting Be Relieved all the way down to Bendigo. Now, any final words? We've got probably about 50 seconds left, Cheryl, that you want to share with the audience.
I would like to explain probably the application. If you have a problem and you need a knee replacement, or your problem with your knee, the pain in any area of your body, what is best to do is apply it in a larger area. So with a knee, for example, you would go down, further down, You would also go up where the thigh is, because you think about it, all those muscles are
all
impacted
interlinked.
as well. It's not just the knee. You may not be feeling the pain or what's going on with the other.
I've got to cut you off there. We're going to have to say goodbye. Contact
Thank
her.
you.